I'm not very familiar with. In Brazil, we work more with Google Meeting, so I only work with Zoom when I have interacted with my colleagues from United States. But good end morning for you in United States. Good afternoon from Brazil, and also good evening for our colleagues in Asia. Okay, my name is Valerio. I'm from Brazil, and my co-author is Claudemir Tramarico. We are both from Brazil, and here I am again to make to present someone works, because this works is almost done by Dr. Tramarico. I have only one suggestion for him. Dr. Tramarico was my PhD student, and also he was a supply chain manager in a German company, in a transnational company that have some plants in Brazil, in Colombia, Chile, Argentina, and Dr. Tramarico was in charge to any other functions, any other responsibilities to implement the supply chain management in this German company according to APICS. The APICS standards, now the name is Association of Supply Chain Management. So he makes his works when he was almost finishing his mission. Now he is retired from the German company, and now he is moving for our academic work. He was hired by University of São Paulo, which is another university from my state. It's a huge university, bigger than my is São Paulo State University. And in somehow, what I have to the slide move for you to slide 2. Are you seeing slide 2? Or are you seeing only this?
The first is the first slide, yeah.
For me, it don't move it also. Oh, I will stop. I
we can see like full screen, yeah.
And now we go to the agenda. Remember that it was also proposed by Dr. Tramarico, and we have a little work to reduce for 10 minutes presentation. This is an ongoing work. It started with.
We're still in the first slide. Sorry.
Still in the first.
Just advance your slides, Salam,
Yes.
Professor. Yes, that's it.
Okay. So here we have a kind of literature review by Dr. Tramarico, and supply chain is something that also AHP. I don't like the word, but as I don't have a better word now, I will use this word. Okay. This give it this license for me. HP is a kind of old method because it was proposed in the 70s. It was proposed in the 70s in some papers. The first book from Tom Sati was in 1980. So it's a kind of old because it was 44 years ago. So, and we are now talking about this old method. I don't like it. I don't think it's old. I think that it's a evolution. Is an evolution period. Also, supply chain management is a evolution theory. Supply chain management is a kind of different words for a bunch together. Production planning, supplier satisfaction, but it's also evolving. Perhaps the key word for today is strategy, but it's not a new word, but last year the word was resilience. Now the word is strategy. Here we have some new papers from these years. This is that Dr. Tramarico came from here. This is an interesting book. It's a book named Apex Dictionary. Apex Dictionary. 2 years ago, so it's a recent book. No, it's old. It's from the 70s. It's also the same age of AHP, but he is he is now in the, I believe it's in the 18th edition. So here again, the word strategic and the word keyword performance criteria. Here, Dr. Tramarico, in his case study, remembering, I am presenting here is a case study, is the case for the German company and for the managers, the supply managers in Brazil. Okay, so they defined 4 categories, but I prefer the name alternatives. We can also use the name strategy, which is what the company have to do to successful their supply chain. So we have 4 strategies in this literature that Dr. Tramarico brings: speed, dependability, volume, and quality. My first question for him was, what about price? Price is a strategy. Some customers prefer to purchase products and services cheaper than with higher quality. But this is not the case of the Brazilian plant of the German group. This is a case study. Then we have the objective, and my contribution was that one. Okay, you can move one alternative. You can move one alternative, that is price. Price is not one alternative for the Germany company in Brazil. But when you are considering criteria, you need to focus everything that is important. You cannot put something out of your decision. So my suggestion was to apply the BOCR model that I suppose that all of you are familiar. Pardon me if you are not familiar. We can talk about this later, but BOCR is an acronym for benefits, opportunities, cost, and risks. So this is the hierarchy model with the strategies in the bottom, with the criteria in the middle, and in the top is our objective that was what have the company do, because these are it's very difficult to make all of this at the same time. The company needs to have a focus. So this is our objective. And in our paper, in our short paper that we sent and that will be published in the proceedings, you will find comparison matrix for the criteria and comparison matrix for the alternatives regarding each criterion. Okay, and again, this is a case study for the Brazilian plant of a German chemical group, and for this, in the time that Dr. Tramarico interviewed managers and also input his feelings, his judgments, the most important criteria was cost. It's how because price is not an alternative, and sometimes someone, well, how you put price off, but you make this criterion cost the most important. Again, for that company, in this case, this is more important. So you have you have one option to supply with speed. We have another option that you will be supplied with then dependability. You have an option which supply with volume or flexibility, and another possibility is focus in quality. But what is the impact when you select this strategy regarding cost? Regarding cost, we can see that speed reduce cost, and dependability comparing with all the other alternatives increase the cost. Okay, this is the meaning of these numbers. And we have here the overall. We say that for this company, for the Brazilian plant, the most important is speed. This company have to focus speed. This is the overall. Well, this was what Dr. Tramarico was aiming to achieve. He did sensitive analysis. He is the current weight or priority of risks, and the speed is the chosen, and only will not choose if risk go over almost 50%. Again, Brazil is very funny country. I don't know if you know Brazilian, but for this year, we are not thinking much about risks. So this is why it's only 25%. But in past years, risk was very important. So the priority of the criteria changes over time. This is the scenario. The scenario is for the Brazilian company in 2024. Okay, this is in 2025 at maximum. Okay, so these are some conclusions. The best one is that he could assess and to have a final conclusion that speed is the most important for the company, and also he identified performance categories, and also everything that we have from the AHP discipline, and I believe that I'll end my presentation with some of reference.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Salomon. My time just ring and you finished it at exactly the same time. So thank you very much for this interesting presentation. I know how difficult to present if you are asked last minute to present something. So you did a really excellent job. I'm interested, how is it implemented? How does it affect this company's strategy? Do they change their strategy? What happened? So could you tell us what happened?
Yes. Claudemir Tramarico was actually, he works in São Paulo City. In São Paulo City is a curious thing. In São Paulo City, this is the office of the company. I don't know if I can name the company, but I believe that you should know. It's a German chemical group that they have plants in many cities in Brazil. In my small town, and I live in the interior of São Paulo State, they have at first to follow São Paulo, okay? And São Paulo have to follow Ludwigshafen, where is the border of the German group. So sometimes the German group sent this freedom, this liberty for São Paulo. You may decide by yourself. Sometimes no. In that case, São Paulo is in charge not only for the Brazilian companies, but also for companies in Chile and plants in Chile and in Argentina. Then they now have to focus speed. Is that what I heard? And I believe that is the truth.
I have a comment, Professor Salomon. You said AHP is old methodology, but there are some very, very old methodologies are still being used. For example, structural equation modeling. A lot of people use it because if it is appropriate. So AHP is still appropriate for certain kind of decisions. So we have to select whichever is most suitable. Yeah, we really appreciate that you use BOCR model because it was really very conducive to this problem. But AHP, we have some audience, some maybe new participants, so don't hesitate to use AHP if it is appropriate.
Sorry, I think there is a question. I think there is a question here in the chat. And it's Miguel Angel Ortiz said that, what are the managerial implications of your study?
Yeah, that is the question I had asked.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Yes, yeah, the same question. But thank you, Miguel, for attending the presentation.
Yeah. So maybe managerial implication, maybe you might want to say some more, Professor Salomon. You have 2 more minutes.
Well, the managerial implications, only focusing the managerial, was these 2 ones. The first that, let's see what is happening. AHP is an appropriate method. It's a consolidated method. But I don't know what your opinion, besides is a measure of fact, it's not a measure of opinion. But I believe that there is more people in the world that don't know AHP that know AHP. So AHP is new for someone, is unknown for someone, is unknown for managers, is unknown for directors of companies. And this is true, and this is the case. This is the case. The AHP, some people in the board of the German company don't know about AHP. They have other not methodological, not they use feelings to make decisions, and the managerial for me, the most important managerial implication or result is that there is a methodology.
Yeah.
A methodology. The methodology is a word from Greek that is the way for the goal.
Yeah.
The way for the goal.
Thank you very much.